card collectors in the room? Do I have any card collectors in the room? Well, as you guys may or may not be aware, we are unveiling our brand new state-of-the-art trading card and sports card store here at American Dream, and we've got the GOAT to bless it. What I want to do tonight, let's have a seat, Tom. Let's take a look. So what I want to do tonight, yeah, let's stand. I'm a little too standing. I'm too short. Okay, so what I want to do tonight is kind of reminisce. I think it's really important that everybody understands where this dream was born, and it was born in San Mateo, California.
I know, long ways from here.
So Tom, I think everybody's really curious. Why sports cards? How did this journey start as a kid, and where did it come from? Where did the love of sports cards come from?
I see so many of the young kids out here, and I think this love of collecting and being involved in this hobby started when I was 8 years old, back in the Bay Area. It was obviously a different time, but the way that the hobby has been transformed, certainly over the last few years, has gotten me so excited about the future. I have a huge collection of my own cards, 10,000 cards at least, a lot of my own cards that I collected. I hope all you young individuals in the crowd here tonight do the same thing. I think I learned a lot of my math skills from looking at the back of trading cards of my favorite baseball and football players over the years. And I had a great collection. We're going to display a lot of them in the CardVault right over there about 100 yards away.
That's right. And I think, we're going to go one mic. So I think one of the things that really struck me in your collecting journey, your hobby experience has become more and more public. Obviously, here we are, CardVault by Tom Brady. But one of the stories that I love is how you used to use the money that you would get from your parents to shop at the local card shop. Can you walk us through what that was, what that looked like, how that came about?
Kids, close your ears, because I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I was a terrible student. And whenever I got a good grade, like a C or better, my mom would give me like $1 so I could go buy a 25-cent pack at the local hobby shop where I grew up in San Mateo. So that was where my love of collecting started, from getting average grades in elementary school to turning it into a great hobby that it's turned into over the years. And fortunately, as a player, I collected a lot of my own individual cards, and I have a really cool collection at this point. But it started at a very young age when cards were 25 cents a pack. It's a lot different than now.
I just so happen to have some of my favorite cards from Tom's collection. No, I'm not giving these out. These are some big cards. But some cards that I think are worth talking about, and we're going to get to them in a second. But I also think it's important for people to realize, Tom, how you've made this transition into business, and how your fierce competition on the field and the way you approach the game has translated into business. Because I've had a chance to see it firsthand now. And I think a lot of people would be fascinated to see how you have applied that same killer instinct to what you're doing, not just with CardVault, but with everything outside of the game.
Absolutely. I think the important story for all of us is there's nothing in life that's accomplished as an individual. And I was very fortunate to be a part of a lot of teams that achieved great success, but it's because everybody had one great goal in mind and everybody was willing to work as hard as they could to achieve it. Certainly in life, nothing is a straight road, nothing is linear on the journey to success. But what we learn is that you gotta find different ways to succeed. You have to use everybody's skill sets on your team to an advantage, and that's how you overcome the challenges that you face. So fortunately, hopefully we have families that always support us. We have friends that support us, our communities support us. And I think for me, the greatest aspect of playing sports was the teammates that I got to play with. And those relationships to me mattered the most. I think you guys can all appreciate that in your own journey, whether it's your business, your family, the teams you cheer for. It's about the people that we succeed with. It's about the people that we go through life with that allow us to be successful.
So, you mentioned the teammates. I have a really cool card in my hand right now that I think is a perfect segue from that. I am holding a 1-of-1 Nike swoosh, NFL shield, and NFL laundry tag, triple autograph of Wes Welker. Okay, we got some Wes fans in the house. Yeah. I also have Randy Moss on this card. Okay, we got some Randy Moss fans in the house. And finally, it's one of two. Who is it? Who is it? Who's the next person? Who? I hear a lot of Gronks. Yeah, it's Gronk. Rob Gronkowski is the third player, but there is a fourth missing.
Julian Edelman?
So, tell me a little bit, first off, I mean, it's your card.
Yeah.
Talk us through it, how, when you see a card like this and when you decide to buy it, what strikes you? Outside of the fact that your teammates, is it nostalgic to you? Does it bring back memories of having those three in the same room? What's the deal?
You know what I think about all three of these guys? These guys were the best in the biggest moments. And what makes a champion is when everything's against you, you find a way to come through for your teammates. When I think about Wes Welker, this guy's one of the greatest football players in history. And I played with a lot of great players. Wes Welker was as great as they come. And I played with him for 6 years. He's still one of my great friends. And the fact that he's right next to Randy Moss, first ballot Hall of Famer.
One of my
great friends, set a single season touchdown receiving record in the stadium across the street in 2007.
Any Giants fans in here?
Oh, just a few. That's okay. Well, the Giants fans love us. I don't know how much. We love them. The Jets fans not as much. And we won't talk about them. And then my boy Gronk. What more can we say about them? So this card right here means a lot to me because these three guys are absolute studs.
I love it. Speaking of studs, wow, you are setting me up with segue after segue here. Speaking of studs and idols, do you have a guess of who Tom Brady's favorite player growing up was? Who was that? Oh, thank you very much, Alex. Yes, Joe Montana. I have a 1-of-1 dual autograph from Tom Brady's personal collection of he and Joe Montana signed on the same card. Tom, walk us through this one.
Yeah, this was, again, when I grew up in the Bay Area on the West Coast, the San Francisco 49ers were the team to beat the NFL. And they had a tremendous run from the early 80s through the late 90s, and they were a dynasty. And when you grow up in the Bay Area and you have that, it gives you a lot of reasons to love sports and love football. And that's when I fell in love with football, because of Joe Montana. And he's still my idol today. He was an incredible quarterback. And he set the tone every single day for what greatness really looks like. And every pro football player, every quarterback that's ever played in the NFL understands how talented and how poised this guy was. This guy was a champion, 4 Super Bowl wins and 4 Super Bowl appearances. Nobody performed in Super Bowls as great as this guy. And the fact that I'm on a card with him signed, it had to be in my collection.
It's amazing. I'm so jealous. I need that card back. Okay, let's shift gears here because I want to talk about rookie season. Everybody that knows cards, and I saw a lot of hands earlier, you know rookies are what make the hobby go round, okay? And there's nothing more desirable than a Tom Brady rookie card. Is that right? Is that right? Tom Brady rookie card? We have any Tom Brady rookie card owners in the crowd? A lot of hands. A lot of hands. Finally, here it is. We have the 2000 Playoff Contenders rookie ticket autograph in the BGS 9. This is a huge card. This is a big card. So Tom, I want you to walk us through why this autograph looks so different than the one coming up behind it.
Well, this one's amazing. This was rookie year 2000. This is the first game I ever played in. And it's one of my favorite cards. I have a separate autograph for my rookie season, and I transitioned it because my dad was my hero, and I used to sign my name just like my dad did. However, nobody could read it, and it's totally illegible. So I changed my signature to a different autograph over time, and this one has my original signature on it, which is why I love this one so much. This is an amazing card.
Yeah, it really is. It's one of my favorites, but I like this one just as much. So I have what I think is one of the coolest card stories that I've now learned by looking at your collection. You look at cards in a different way than most, different way than I ever did. I look at this card and I say, well, that's Topps Triple Threads, one of my favorite products ever. It's a one-of-one Tom Brady autograph, and it also has a piece of his jersey. Incredible. But it's also from one of your MVP seasons, of which you have a few, and is from the season where we fell to the Giants. Tell me a little bit about this card and why you had to have it.
We were a pretty great team this year. In 2007, the Patriots were 16-0 in the regular season. And in our last game of the season, we were right there across the street. We had a really tough game against the Giants, and we somehow found a way to win. Unfortunately, we won the battle, but we lost the war about a month later in Arizona. And even though it was a great season for us, it didn't quite culminate in the Super Bowl championship the way that we wanted. But every time I look at this card, it's a reminder that just because things start great don't mean they finish, and you can never take your eye off the ball. So even though it brings a little tough memory, it's still great for me to see and remind me to always fight to the end. And even this card still inspired me over the last 16 years of my career to push all the way through until the job was finished.
Amazing. So I have a couple more here that I think they get even more impressive for me. And on the flip side of a tragic loss, we now have a miraculous comeback. Who remembers?
What's in the hole? What's in the hole?
Who remembers? What was the score? 28-3. And what happened? The comeback. So I have a one-of-one impeccable victory. One-of-one comeback autograph. One-of-one comeback autograph. Talk me through the comeback.
Well, this is 2016, the end of the season. It came down to one game against the Falcons. And it was pretty rough being down 28-3. But I had a group of teammates that never quit. And we did fight to the end. And we played our butts off for the last 18 minutes of that game and went from what would have been the toughest loss of my career to the greatest victory that maybe the sport has ever seen. And we get to make jokes with Falcons fans for the rest of our lives.
All right, finally. This card took the hobby by storm a year ago. A little over a year ago. Who remembers when Tom played for the Montreal Expos? Does anybody remember? The crowd sounds quiet. I can't hear you. Does anybody remember when he played for the Expos? Well, does anybody remember when he signed in 2023 Bowman draft for the Expos? How about a gold out of 50? This is the card. Tom, talk us through what could have been.
Well, obviously I fell in love with football, but my first love was baseball. And I ended up as a decent player. I got drafted by the Expos in the 18th round. The Expos aren't even around anymore. They were in Montreal, but I was a huge fan. I was actually a decent player. And my friends at Fanatics and Topps, Michael Rubin, who's over here, my man, Michael Mahan, came up with this idea that we should release a baseball card. And it was a great idea because we always joked and we had some pretty cool creative ideas. What could have been? Fortunately for Patriot fans, I chose football.
Thank God.
But I'm happy to have this card as part of my collection as well.
So, you guys just got a really unique treat. You just got to see some of the most prized possessions from Tom's actual card collection and hear about why, right? Now we have a little special treat for you. I don't know if you know this yet, Tom.
Let's go.
I've got a bag of footballs.
Oh, I do too.
I've got a bag of footballs.
Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun.
Who wants
I've
some
got a bag of footballs. We're gonna get some Tom Brady signed footballs. Let me hear it. Hey, how about we sign a couple of them, Tom? How about we sign a couple of them? We gotta sign. Oh my goodness. Anyone? And we got another. Wait a second.